Well, I was just recording some Instagram stories, and mine in the background, walking through, not knowing what I was doing, was belching.
And I'm going to go ahead and get us out on Facebook while Tracy's doing the welcome.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I am sure we're going to have more login as we get moving. I'm Tracy Irby. I am the Associate Director for Texas Women's University Center for Women Entrepreneurs. We're so happy to have this evening workshop and so happy to see you guys here. We have the wonderful Toni with us again. For those of you that aren't familiar with our center, we were funded by the state legislature in 2015 just to help promote women in business anywhere in the state of Texas. We do that through small business advising, funding, networking, and training. And again, we're so happy that all of you are here this evening. Donna Lisa is going to take any questions that anybody has. You can send that to her privately through chat, and she will ask Toni those later. Jody Rodriguez, our manager of events and student programs, is going to be over on Facebook, so you can also catch this on Facebook Live if you like. And I'm going to get started because I'm so excited to have Toni here again. We're going to have a great workshop this evening. So those that don't know, Toni Harris-Taylor is also known as the networking queen. Toni's brand is about drastic steps to be successful. As the owner of a referral network and a sales and marketing coach, Toni teaches her clients to build relationships, to get known, get connected, to get paid. If you are ready to end the frustration of growing your business, connect with Toni to see how she can help you to turn more contacts to contracts. So I am so pleased to welcome Toni this evening.
Thank you. You're on mute, the #1 phrase of the year. So, good afternoon, evening, ladies. I think it's all ladies right now. So thank you so much, TWU, for having me, Jody, Donna Lisa, Tracy. I'm honored to be on your program 2 times in 1 week. So y'all are either a glutton for punishment or very, very smart. So some of you can judge at the end. Great question Carrie asked in the chat. So Donna Lisa, where is this live being held, and can we share it?
So our live is on our Facebook on the Center for Women Entrepreneurs.
Is it TWU Center for Women Entrepreneurs?
Yes, at TWU CWE. I think Carrie's got it now. I can tell by her face she's got it. She's rocking and rolling.
Okay, well, share it on my page, Carrie. Okay, if you can. I don't know if we're friends or not, but I'd like to get it out to get y'all some publicity as well. Okay, I see it there. So, all right. I will further introduce myself, but first things first. Today we're talking about networking, virtual networking. And I am going to ask if you're able to please turn your camera on. Because #1, as a speaker, trainer, it's always good to talk to humans and not squares with letters in them. The second thing is if you're going to show up to programs like this, show up to virtual networking, you always want your camera on. Here's the deal. If it's on your calendar, you know you got to comb your hair. So comb your hair and turn the camera on. Or do like Carrie and Jane and put on flashy jewelry. And Tammy, your hair is beautiful. Hi, Fiona. Hi, Sonia. It just makes for a better program when I can talk to humans. Hello, Cindy, Jane. But that's part of showing up, and I'll tell you more about showing up in a minute. The second thing is you always want to be branded. So if you look over my shoulder, I got all my logos here. I got my phone number, I got my contact information. Now, I know some of you don't have a desk that's set up. The way my situation is right now, I'm actually speaking from home. I have an office, but I'm speaking from home. So on the wall behind me, I have a green screen, which is a piece of green fabric that I spent $5 on and put it on the wall behind me. My computer is on a TV tray. I don't have a fancy desk here because this is not my normal workspace. So get creative, but you always want to showcase your brand. Now, and then when you speak, if people have you in speaker view, you come up front and center. So if you put me in speaker view now, you will be able to read what's on my slide. And I apologize, I didn't plug in my computer. So give me 1 second. I meant to do that. Oh boy. I pulled the plug out. There it is. Sorry about that, ladies. So always have your computer plugged in too. That's a rule. I pulled the plug out and then forgot to stick it in. All right. So be branded. So those are 2 great tips. Did you write those down? Write them down. Okay. Put your smile on and show up. All right. Let's see here. Go ahead and make me host, please.
Making you the hostess with the mostest.
Hey, she sings and everything. Okay, and then I'm making you co-host, and I think we got ourselves situated. We're gonna have some polls. We're gonna get some interaction. This is not a hold of questions to the end session. If you have a question, unmute yourself. Hey, Toni, right? That's all it takes. I will call for questions throughout, and we're even gonna do breakouts. And this will be the center's first time doing that, but we're gonna have an exercise that will have breakouts. So Donna Lisa, you can go ahead and put that handout in the chat. If you wanna share your contact information with your fellow attendees, put your email, your phone number, your website. If you have a calendar link, put that in there. That way everybody can follow up with you. And we're going to talk about all these things and why they're important online. So, all right, I'm going to get into the presentation. And my talk title is your networking not working? How many of you, your networking is just not working? Hands up, right? You can also use your reactions. You can use your open participants and put up your hands. Right, so the talk title prior to March was, is your networking not working? Because many entrepreneurs struggle with networking. I had to throw the virtual in there because since COVID, oh my goodness, we still need to network, but now the only way to do it is virtual. Today, I own a networking group. You'll hear more about that. And today was the first day that we tried to do a live plus Zoom meeting, and only 5 people showed up live and 20 people were online. It's like, I could have just stayed home for this. So we are doing virtual networking. And here's what I know. We're showing up. We do put our cameras on. We do participate, but still nothing's happening. After tonight, no more of that, okay? So we're gonna learn relationship strategies to get more prospects during these uncertain times. So let's get started. So here's the problem. You might be struggling to turn your contacts to contracts. Anybody? Okay, show of hands, yeah. So we're gonna talk about how you do that. I normally have 2 screens because I'm makeshift at home. So imagine what your business would look like if you could easily attract your ideal clients to fill your pipeline through networking. Imagine what it might look like. And I'm assuming a lot of you are either in sales or a business owner or have a side hustle. You may have a primary business at home. I mean, you may have a primary job, but you have a side hustle that you're trying to grow. So a little bit more about me. Excellent. Tracy read my bio, but I'm going to tell you from my heart who I am. So I'm a multipreneur. I actually own 2 companies, Network in Action, Northeast Houston. Network in Action is a referral network, similar to Business Networking International, BNI, if any of you have heard of that. But it is a referral network. And I run 3 groups in Northeast Houston, plus I have 2 coaching groups. I have a local coaching group and an international coaching group. And then I do private coaching under my Drastic Results brand. And I also have a corporate training company where I put trainers who are subject matter experts and put them into contracts. But in my coaching business, I help service-based entrepreneurs who hate sales. And as women, most of us hate sales. We love what we do. We just don't want to sell it. So that's my target client. That client wants more clients. They want more income, more security, and they want to sell without being salesy. They're feeling unknown, overwhelmed, invisible, and they are not charging what they are worth, right? And I understand how you feel because I actually felt the same way. But through coaching, I was able to drastically turn my business around and improve my income and prove to my family that they were right to support me, right? It's hard being the spouse of an entrepreneur because it's ebbs and flows. And sometimes your husbands are looking at you sideways like, when are we gonna make some money on this thing? Anybody? I'm by myself, right? So we have to do something about that so that we can make them feel proud. And let me tell you this, I didn't intend to tell you that last night, 11 o'clock at night, my husband is talking, the lights are off, and he's talking to me, and he says, Toni, I'm proud of you. And he said, a year ago, you were about to get a job, and your business, you had to start all over, and look at what you've built. And I tell people at work, my wife, she just keeps going, and I'm so proud of you. This was last night. He said, and I know I put a lot of pressure on you. Yes, he did. So I wasn't that thankful. I actually wanted to smack him upside his head because I was like, yeah, you made me push me so hard. He said, but you didn't quit. And I'm so proud of you. So I don't know how many of you need to hear those words from your spouse or your parents or whoever it is that's been supporting you along the way, but that felt really good. So I teach my clients how to speak more to sell more, attract clients through networking, and follow up like a champ. And some of the things people say is I'm an awesome mentor. I share my connections and resources. I share my strategies work, and I make you take drastic steps. Yes, I do. The word drastic permeates everything that I teach, everything you're going to do. In fact, there are a lot of things you're going to learn tonight, and I hope y'all have something to write with that's going to feel, thank you, Carrie, going to feel drastic. They're not monumental things, but they are going to feel like, that's uncomfortable, Toni. Here's what I'm telling you. There's not one successful business owner that did it inside their comfort zone. Not one. You must get drastic. Whatever that means for you, though. Because my drastic is not your drastic. But you got to get out of your comfort zone. And tonight, the strategies I'm going to teach you are going to feel drastic. How many introverts? I need to stop sharing so I know who exactly I'm talking to. Jody, Jane, Donna Lisa, anybody else? Sonia, Fiona?
Extroverted introvert.
So you've learned to be an extrovert.
I know when to turn on the
Natural
sparkle.
introvert. Say that again, Carrie.
I've learned when to turn on the sparkle.
She's learned when to turn on the sparkle. So I teach a DISC, which is a personality assessment that, yeah, Carrie's, yeah, she learns to turn on the sparkle. I get it, girl. But yeah, introverts are like, Toni, I can't. Yes, you can. It's acting until you get comfortable. Y'all know somebody named Beyonce? Ever seen Miss Beyonce in the interview? She is low key, demure. She's not boisterous. She don't walk in a room like, here I am, everybody. But when she gets on stage, she flips a switch and Sasha comes out. Thank you, Sonia. Sasha, her alter ego that she has trained for the stage, comes out. If y'all got to create a Sasha, whatever you name her, create that person so that when you click to join the meeting, that person turns on. When you click leave the meeting, that person can turn off. Okay? So don't let all us extroverts make all the money out here. Don't use that introvert as an excuse, because it's not. You can learn and be situational like Carrie, that now she's a chameleon and she doesn't look anything like an introvert. Okay? You think you might? Awesome. Here he comes. So he might come in for a kiss. I'm just telling you, that's what he does. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Go back to the presentation. All right. He got the message. All right. And then my credentials are I'm an international speaker and coach. I run a multiple six-figure business. Love you. Told you. I got 30 women on here. I said, my husband will come in and kiss me. They said, oh, that's so sweet. I've run multiple six-figure businesses and I'm a certified life and business coach. So who likes gifts? If you like gifts, I got one for you. So I want you to pick up your phone and text the number, start a new text message, 22828, 22828. I'm going to give you a gift. It's a follow-up to this talk. Networking strategies to turn your contacts to contracts. And it's a video series. And you're going to text the word drastic. Case is not case sensitive. Text the word drastic, hit send. It's going to come back and ask for your email. Go ahead and text that in and check it twice. Make sure autocorrect doesn't change anything. And before I'm done, you'll get my first video. Watch the series. They're short, 3 minutes or less or so, something like that. Watch the series because I believe it'll reinforce what I'm saying tonight, but you'll also pick up some new tips. Okay, so this is another tip, by the way. When you are networking, have a way to get people on your list. Put it in chat. Hey, get my free, Carrie's a counselor, a couples counselor. So I'm picking on her because we had a little dialogue in advance, so I kind of know a little bit about her. So she's a couples counselor, so she could put it in chat. Get my free guide to add more romance to your marriage, whatever. And put the text, and this is Constant Contact that runs this, but there's other systems out there as well. If you already have Constant Contact, this is one of those little known things about it, but get people to join your list. It's a way to stay connected with them. Okay, so this talk is for you if you hate networking. Anybody? Okay, in fact, I'm gonna get a real poll in a minute. I love this name tag. I don't like networking. I don't wanna be here, but everyone says I need to network. Well, here's the deal. It's cold call, door knock, network. Which one you like, right? I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. So I knock on doors for God, but I don't knock on doors for myself. I hate cold calling, hate it. So I had to learn to network, okay? This talk is for you. If you feel like networking is a waste of time because you attend virtual networking events and you don't make any real connections, you're going to learn strategies to implement today. Talk is for you as you don't have a method to stay connected to your network. And you're about to discover my proven strategies to help drastically increase your visibility, credibility, your income. So let's get started. All right, how many of you love networking? So this Bitmoji, write it down. Anybody got a Bitmoji? Okay, my Bitmoji has made me thousands of dollars. And I will tell you how when we talk about social media. Do you love networking? So I'm gonna put up a poll. Let me stop sharing because I will be going in and out of share because I like to see y'all's face. So I'm gonna launch the poll and then I'm gonna stop sharing. Do you have the poll on the screen? Okay, great. Okay, how many participants do I have? 17, okay. Donna Lisa, you were, you're almost right on. All right, so we're almost 50-50. I'm gonna share the results. So 7 of you, 54% love networking and 46% not so much, okay? Well, the reason I asked the question is because I didn't always like networking either. In 2005, at that time, I was a financial advisor and I had to network for business. And I would put on my face, I'd dress all cute. I'd show up to networking events and pass out a bunch of business cards. And then I'd go back to the office and wait for the phone to ring. How many of y'all know the phone did not ring? And I got frustrated. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm saying hi to people. I'm being nice and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And one day in networking, by the way, networking changes lives. At networking, I met a sales and marketing coach similar to myself. She probably was the speaker. And she said, Toni, you're not networking the correct way. There's a correct way, I said. What do you mean? I'm showing up. She said, it's about building relationships. It's not just about passing out business cards. She said, I can teach you how to network. I said, okay, what's that gonna cost? She said in 2005, $6,000 for an 8-week course. $6,000, 8 weeks, I need to do what you're doing. Hence I am. So she said, but I promise you, when you learn these strategies, they'll go with you everywhere and they'll change your life. And not only will I teach you the strategies, but I'll make sure you implement them. Accountability. I knew I needed what she had to offer. I did not have $6,000. I went to my 401k and took the money out. To this day, and I've had many, many coaches beyond that, but to this day, she changed my life. Because once I learned how to network, I didn't have the fear of getting out there. I didn't have to make another cold call, which took a lot of relief off of me. And it was life-changing. Now, I love networking. The strategies I'm going to teach you tonight have taken my business global. I currently, in my coaching class, have 3 people from Canada and 1 from Paris. How does that happen? Networking. So I'm going to share those strategies with you going forward. So thanks for taking the poll. We'll have a couple more. Okay. Any questions? Any comments? I'm not watching the chat. Donna Lisa, anything there? I love that y'all are giving feedback in the chat. Yes.
We don't have anything yet, Toni.
Awesome. I love the feedback. I loved hearing any positive comments though, as well. Okay, so that's my story, my networking story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, now let's go. I only got a limited amount of time to teach you what I know. So at the end, if you decide you want to know more, I'll give you a way to contact me and we can just talk some more. So I'm ready to give you 8 surefire networking tips. The number 1 tip is to show up. Show up. That is so easy, but it's hard to do. It is drastic to show up. You guys could be doing anything else, right? Donna Lisa, how many registrants did we have?
We had 75.
How many are on?
17, and we've got 10 that are on our Facebook Live.
Hi, Facebook Live. Why don't people show up? 75 people registered. That means they had an interest in the topic, but you showed up. It happens all the time. You have got to be in it to win it. And the only way to win is to show up. Somebody in that 75 needed to hear what I'm talking about. But instead, they let the kids get in the way. They let dinner get in the way. Yeah, there are true emergencies, very few that happen. But somebody blew off this call tonight. And they're missing out on an opportunity to learn a strategy that can change their life, not just their business. So thank you for showing up. When you get the emails, register, put it on the calendar, pay for it. The events you pay for, you get more value from because you paid for it. So pay for it on the spot and you will not show up, okay?
We've got a couple comments, Toni.
Sure.
Would you like them?
Yeah.
Fiona says, very true. I know I used to not show up because I felt I didn't have substantial information to share, but networking is always beneficial. And then Jody said they let their introvert get to them.
That's it.
And Carrie, one last comment, putting it on the calendar as a non-negotiable helps.
There you go. Perfect. Love it. My second thing is you got to be up. So it's not enough to just show up. By the way, showing up is not just going to the event. It's on social media. You got to show up. You got to show up by turning your camera on, right? You got to show up by in physical, when we go in person meetings, you got to dress the part, right? So you got to flip the switch, put your energy on, put your inner extrovert on and let her show up for you. And that's part of being up. And then follow up. You might as well not go if you're not going to follow up. Nobody's going to buy your product right now, especially if you're selling, big items. So no, unless you're selling jewelry at a vendor booth, forget about it. Nobody's buying you today. So you must have strategies in place to get people in your system for follow-up, like the text to join that we just did. So if you show up, if you be up, if you follow up, you will blow up. The first drastic step to success is to show up. The second thing is you must know your target audience. This is a big deal because a lot of the reason you don't like networking is because you're in the wrong audience. The people that you're networking with can't buy you, not interested. You just figure showing up where people are is good enough. No, you got to know your target audience and know why you want to be in front of that target audience. I see too many people who sell one thing and their networking is all the way over here somewhere. It's like, why do you even go to that? Those aren't your people. But a lot of times we're trying to sell to anybody, everybody, somebody. Lord have mercy, please buy my things. So we go everywhere hoping somebody will engage with us and buy my stuff. So the target market is the foundation to the whole strategy. Okay, so know your target market. So Jane, what's your business?
I'm a chiropractor and I do nutrition in health and wellness.
Wonderful, excellent. So who's your target market?
For my chiropractic business, my target market is people that are interested in improving and optimizing their health. Pretty much the same in my nutrition and wellness side of things too. I really love helping people that have gone everywhere and done everything and they haven't gotten any help, and to be able to help them get over whatever that hump is that they've been working on.
And are those people, is it predominantly, if you looked at your practice, is it predominantly women, predominantly men, 50-50?
Mostly women, probably at least 75%.
Okay, so Jane should be networking where the women are, and probably where the 50+ women are, right? Because we start to see all of those things a chiropractor can help us fix, and we are more concerned about our health because we're getting older. I just realized 4 months I'll be 55. Are y'all kidding me? How is that possible? So I know y'all thought I was 29.
Yes, right.
So Jane, networking where the women are, joining networking organizations where women are, and then also maybe starting your own. So where do you find events? And I'm talking to everybody. Where do you find those events you want to show up to? Anybody have any suggestions for that? Okay, Jane.
I love the TWU ones. And one of the reasons I do is because I really dislike industry exclusive networking groups. And the TWU one is not like that. And so we, if there were 2 chiropractors there, that would not be a problem. And I really like that, because I don't want to have to refer to somebody just because they're in my group. If I know somebody that I've known for 10 years or whatever, and I don't think people should have to refer to me for the same reason.
Okay. Fiona put Eventbrite, and then meetup.com, another great place. Facebook. If you just click on events in Facebook, you'll see a ton of events in your area. Okay, so there's no shortage events, conferences. I'm having a conference at the end of the month, the Unstoppable Drastic Action. I'm sorry, in October, Unstoppable Drastic Action. You can show up there, right? Show up. Okay, awesome, wonderful. Thank you, Jane. I'll be calling on some more of you. All right, and Mr. is, can y'all hear him? You can't hear him. Okay, good. Okay, next. Be prepared. So when you can go to the website of the organization that you're trying to connect with, go. Find out who's the leadership. They're the centers of influence. If it's your target market, then you want to connect with that person, and connecting in advance would be even better. Go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, find that person, connect with them, say hi, say, I can't wait to your event. I registered, I can't wait for your event. Okay, be prepared. Have a virtual business card. So we cannot do business card passing anymore. And so I used to be against virtual business cards because I could not win the door prize with a virtual card. I need to put my name in the hat. So I got to be in it to win it. So I thought, I want physical cards. But now virtual cards are expected, right? So I'm going to actually put mine in the chat. It's ToniHarrisTaylor.com, and it points to a virtual business card. Is a landing page for me to put my information, all the links to my social media, my phone numbers, my link to my calendar, all that's in one place. So now all I have to do is put that link in chat, and I can say, connect with me here, click there, and they click there, and there I am, front and center. That virtual business card, if you look at that, is only $80 a year. It's cheaper than a website, and it serves the purpose, right? So it puts all your stuff in one place. Thank you, Jody. Thank you. She said it's fabulous. Thank you. Yes, I like QR codes. I used to didn't like those either. They used to be passé. They've come back. So with QR codes, you could like file. Well, I'm the host. Can y'all see the word file there in your chat? As a no. Yes, you can, Tracy. In the chat, you don't see the word file at the bottom, maybe because I'm the host. But QR codes, if they allow, oh, you can see it, Marcia. So you could click file there, and you could upload a PDF of, and that's unique. It stands out. It's drastic, right? You're the only one loading something up in somebody else's space. You can take a picture of your physical business card and hit file and upload the JPEG or the PDF of it. Okay, but having a virtual business card is important. And this particular one is called One DigiCard. And I have the contact if you all are interested in that. You just have to connect with me. So who are the leaders? Connect with them. And then also have an online calendar link ready. Oh, this right here is golden. How many of you hate follow-up? I'm going to stop sharing because I know I'm going to get some hands here. How many of you hate follow-up? I'm the only one that hates follow-up because it takes time.
Do it well.
You play telephone tag, you send an email, they never got it, it went to spam, then you gotta, I hate follow-up. I know it's important and I do it, but I hate it. So the more I can simplify the follow-up, the better. This, what I'm going to tell you, is golden. Get you an online calendar. Calendly, Donna Lisa, if you put this as notes in the chat, calendly.com, calendly.com, timetrade.com. I use Vcita, V-C-I-T-A, but that's a full CRM. .com. And then what I did was I bought a unique URL, and my URL is, and I'm putting it in chat, meetwithtonyharristaylor.com. Always when you put in chat a link, put the https:// so it's hot. So the person has to just, all they have to do is click on it. They don't have to copy and paste. Okay. So then when they click on that link, you say, hey, I want to connect with you. And you click on the link and they can schedule themselves right there on the spot. So whenever I go to networking events, I want to do 3 dates. We'll talk about dating in a minute. I want to do 3 of those connections, 3 to 5. So I will listen to people who people say they are. And then if they're interesting to me, Carrie knows this because I did it to her on Tuesday. If they're interesting to me, or they have good energy, or I just feel like I want to get to know them, I right click on their video. Now these strategies are Zoom based, by the way. Doesn't work in GoToMeeting and all those other platforms I don't like. So right click on the person's video, hit chat. And then you say, hey, I heard your introduction. I think we have a connection. Could you schedule a time on my calendar? Let's do a one-to-one. And then you put your link in there. Bing, they click it, they schedule time, no follow-up required. Drop the mic. Look, drop the mic. I got in my CRM right now, I have 1,000 people, and they're only this method because I have a separate CRM for clients. 1,000 people that I have asked them to schedule a date with me. So we'll talk some more. All right. Oh, Sonia, she thinks I'm fabulous. Thank you. I feel like Michael Jackson. I love you too. Thank you. I'm just telling you what someone else taught me. And it's been my frustration that I'm honored to be able to share these things with you.
Hey, Toni, we had a question.
Sure.
Carrie had a question.
Okay. Go ahead, Carrie. Unmute yourself and just ask your question.
I was just curious, you were talking about using the Calendly as a way to get people to just kind of funnel in, automatically, but what if they don't click your link? They get busy, maybe they were interested like I was. And then what do you do?
That's a great question. So, number one is if you're in a meeting like this, the next time the host opens it up for a question or a comment, you say, hey, Carrie, I sent you a private chat. Can you check that? Okay, so you call them out. You say, hey, I sent you a private chat, and they will go check it. So that if you don't get that opportunity, hopefully they put their information in the chat. If y'all have your chat open now, you see the 3 dots in the chat window. So you click there and you click save chat. So when the meeting's over, you get the download of the whole chat. You go find that person. You send them a quick text. Hey, I had sent you a private chat. You probably missed it. Here's my link. Let's connect. Rarely do they say no, because you're all there for the same reason, to meet new people. So who's gonna say no? The heck you show up for if you don't want to meet nobody? So that's how you subsequently do it. So for you, Carrie, because I woke up with Carrie on my mind. I met her Tuesday, and then I woke up with her on my mind, and I said, if she's not on the call tonight, I did have her name from the previous chat. I was going to go find you on LinkedIn, and I was going to send you a message. So this stuff takes effort, but it's well worth it, right? And will Carrie become my client? Maybe, I don't know, but Carrie might know some people who might become my client. And she may refer people to me once we have a relationship through the one-to-one. So that brings up my next point. Ask for a virtual date. Networking and this stuff is like dating. It is very much like dating. So as I said, you're going to send a private chat. You're going to send them the calendar link. We have an activity, and I need to speed this up so we can get to the activity that tells you what to say on the date. And I normally don't share this in this environment. I usually reserve this for my paid clients. But because I love TWU, I really want to support you guys. I want you to really get value. So I'm going to actually teach you what to talk about on the date. But you want to have 3 to 5 dates. That's the only way people are going to get to know you, learn to like you, learn to trust you, so they can either do business with you or refer you business. People do business with entrepreneurs because they know them, like them, trust them. And if you don't give people an opportunity to know you, then you're not going to get any business. Okay, so it takes effort, but it's well worth it. Well worth it.
Toni, is it 3 to 5 dates with the same person?
When I come on an environment like this, it'd be 3 to 5 of y'all individually.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, when you date, by the way, sometimes nothing happens. Just like in real world dating, you met Mr. Looks So Good. He sashayed up to you. He asked you for the number. You go out to dinner and he's a buster. But you wouldn't have known that had you never went on the date. But sometimes he's a nice guy and there's a second date. Same with networking, right? So we make the first date, we might even schedule the next date because there's a connection there. Now, none of us would be in a long-term relationship with someone who never called us, never followed up with us, never texted us. It's the same thing in networking. And yes, it takes time, it takes effort, but I promise you, my best friends now, the lady I'm doing the conference with, I met her in 2012 at a networking event in Dallas. She was from El Paso. I'm from Houston. We met in Dallas, and she's one of my best friends in business, and she's one of my best friends, period. It started by showing up at a national networking group. So, thank you. Good question. Next tip, join a referral networking group. So I mentioned that I own Network in Action. That's a referral networking group. BNI, that's a referral networking group. And the reason why these groups are important is people pay to build relationships to scout for business for you. A good referral network, the reason they're there is to learn and build a relationship with you so that while they're out in the world, when they hear something, they can directly bring you a referral. And that's why I bought into the NIA franchise, because I know the power of these relationships and they truly, truly work. Okay. So find a referral networking group. There's no NIAs in Dallas. I am certainly wanting to get some opened in Dallas. I'm helping the franchisor to grow nationally, internationally. And so we don't have any NIAs in Dallas, but there's other referral specific networking groups out there. Join one. And yes, it costs money. It costs money to make money. So yes, you must pay the dues, but that will make you show up. If it was free, you would blow it off.
So
Next,
Toni,
yes, go
sorry,
ahead.
we've got a couple comments slash questions.
Sure.
So Carrie, I'm sorry, it got, she says she meets a lot of people and struggles with keeping up with everyone. It starts to feel overwhelming, and Cindy agreed with her and said it's hard to keep up. Any tips on that?
Yes. Get you a CRM, and everybody is not somebody you're going to keep up with. You need to have a rolling 20. So when you have 20 dates, you put the people on your list, and these are the people that they're an alliance for you because they do the similar type of work, or they maybe do a different type of work, but the target market's the same. So they stay on your rolling 20. When I say rolling, mean every quarter you evaluate who you're going to take off and add a few more people. And then the rest of the people we connect with on social media. So that leads right into, I set that up that way. The next poll. So what is your favorite social media platform for business? Let me launch. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram, Twitter, or none? I think social media is a waste of time. Okay, it takes a few meetings to, Megan, I'm reading your comments. So I often meet with potential collaborators once a month for a few months until we find a way to work together. Most of the time it's casual and friendly, but leads into great brainstorming. Yep, and this help, yep, that's exactly right. Especially with those strategic alliances, the people who serve the same people you serve. Okay. All right. And all of us are busy, by the way. So I get that. But you can't be so busy working in your business that you're not working on your business. Because at some point, business could die off, especially those of you working with one account or one or two key accounts. What happens if they stop? Then you got to start from scratch. So I recommend at least 2 networking events a month with 3 to 5 dates. And, you know, out of those 3 to 5 dates, maybe 2 people are good connections. The rest of them, they go on your social media. All right, so I'm in the poll. It looks like I'm going to share the results. Facebook is your best social media platform for networking, and LinkedIn is a close second. Those are my favorites. Facebook is everything. Now, how many of you think, I'm going to stop sharing, how many of you think Facebook's a waste of time? Okay, good. I'm glad, because I hear it all the time. Oh, people just talking, and now it's getting real political. It's getting real ugly sometimes. I get that too. And here's a tip. If you serve everybody, stay neutral. You go political, I don't care which side you're on. Right now, I've never seen it like this. Anybody agree? I don't care what side you're on. Everybody's got something bad to say about the other side. So do you have an opinion? Yes. Is it going to change the world if you post it? No. But you may alienate. And I'm telling you, especially as a brown person, I'm looking at people thinking, I really think about me, because I've seen some of these posts and I've had to unfriend people. Okay. So, and these are people that were in my network. So it's a safe play to stay neutral. Okay. So social media is awesome. It has a lot of faults, but when it comes to staying connected, it is critical. Because when you have that first date, you don't get married. You're probably not gonna do business. And social media, especially Facebook, because people tell you when there's an illness in the family, a death in the family, they're happy, they got a celebration going on, birthdays, blah, blah. You can acknowledge them and stay front and center. That top 20, you want to be on their Facebook page. When they post their cute kids, their cute dog, you want to be using your Bitmoji to say, hey, cute dog, yo. My emoji says everything. If you don't have the Bitmoji app, it has about 300 sayings that you can use on social media to stand out without just saying congratulations. So how did this work for me? One time I went to a networking event, a women's group, and I always want to be the speaker. And I teach my clients how to use speaking to get relationships. So I always want to be a speaker. So I went to the lady and I asked the lady that registered, who handles the programs here? She pointed to the lady. I went and introduced myself. I said, I'm a speaker. I'd love to speak on marketing. She said, I said, do you have any openings coming up? She said, well, I'm not sure. Give me your card and I'll let you know. The kiss of death, whatever. No, you're not. A card's going to go in the bottom of the purse. I said, no problem. Here's my card. Are you on Facebook? She said, yes. I said, let's connect. Connected with her on Facebook. So about 2 days later, she posted that she was the class reunion speaker at her 40th class reunion. And so my emoji said, congratulations. I typed in, I'm sure you did a fabulous job. And next thing I know, Messenger bings. Bing! Can you speak in April? I got a coaching client from that speaking gig, right? So the Facebook tells you, people tell you all their business. They give you all the intelligence you need to use against them later on. Ha, 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 ha. So don't be shy about staying connected to people in your network. All right. The fortune is in the follow-up. If you're not going to follow up, stay home. Because again, people don't get married on the first date. They don't buy your product when they first meet you. You have to have a way to stay and keep your face in front of them. Email marketing is a great way to do that. Some people say, I help my clients set up their email marketing. And some people say, but Toni, people's emails are run over. Mine is, I get emails all the time. And I say they are. But guess what? Even if they don't open your email, they see you. They see your name, and it puts something in their mind. Oh, Toni's still in business. Toni's got some things going on. So have a way to stay connected, social media, email marketing, and then put it in the calendar to follow up for that rolling 20. Check-ins, texting. Hey, I woke up thinking about you this morning. How are you doing? How can I help? I woke up thinking about Carrie this morning. Don't know why. I don't even know her. But she made an impression with me on Tuesday. And I will sometimes do that to my network. Hey, you're on my mind. I'm driving. You're on my mind. Just wanted to leave you a message. Check in. Make sure things are okay. Can I help you? Always have a helpful spirit. How can I help you are the most powerful words, because then they feel obligated to ask you the same thing. Well, I'm glad you asked. Now that you asked, here's how you can help me. And it's still not buy my thing. Let me tell you another thing about when you're networking and dating, because we're getting ready to go into the exercise. When you are dating, you're not selling. Your first date especially, you're describing who you are and what you do. If they are the ones, they will say, oh, that's me. So now they give you permission to tell them more. But when you are doing your dates, you are getting information so that with the intent of helping that person. So we're getting ready to go into the exercise, which is step number 8 is hire a coach. Okay, so step number 8 is hire a coach. A coach can help you see what you cannot see. A coach, Tiger has a coach, Serena has a coach. They all have coaches. They know how to do their craft. A coach helps them with accountability and to get things done. So just like me, I've had coaches all along my entrepreneur career. And it's because I am too close to my business to see what I need to do next. So get you someone who can help push you to the next level. All right, so I'm going to go into the exercise. I'm going to skip the poll for now. Let's have a date. Okay, go ahead and drop this PDF, Donna Lisa, in chat. And go ahead and open the PDF, click the document when she gets it in there. And what we're going to do is breakouts. And in the breakouts, I don't know who you're going to be paired with, but whoever it is who you're meant to be. And you're going to just open this document, and if you can't print it, fine, just use a notepad and ask the questions and jot it down. This is just a little checklist. Who are you? What do you do? Who's your ideal client? What do you need today? And sometimes what they need today is a babysitter so they could go do their work. Sometimes, and don't be afraid to tell people personally what you need. I need this I'm a caregiver. I need somebody to sit with my parents for a few hours. Do you know somebody? I'm telling you, these things change your life. Who can you refer them to? And I want you to do this for real. If you hear something, say, oh, I know somebody I can introduce you to, and don't be afraid. You know, people say, well, Toni, do you introduce people you really don't know if they do good work? Well, I have an intuition. So if they're a jerk, I know. But if I feel like I have a connection, I'll pick up my cell phone right then and there and do a joint text and say, hey, I just met this person. People know me for this. So, hey, I just met this person at a networking event. They said they need your service. Here's her name and number. Call her. Right? So who do you know? Where else do they network? A huge question. Where else do you network? What organizations do you belong to? When is their next meeting? Can I go? Would you introduce me? Take all you introverts, takes all the, you go with a friend, even if it's virtual. Absolutely. Then you're building a team. Okay. Are they a good prospect for my business? If the answer is yes, even if you didn't get into a sales conversation, which I really don't want you to do, you put them on a different tickler because you think they're a good prospect for your business. Okay. How else can I serve them or their community? And then what's their social media? And then you pull out your phone and connect with them right then and there. Now, we won't have time for all this tonight. So we're going to do breakouts. Yep. We're only going to do 10 minutes, not enough time. Okay. So if in the 10-minute conversation, 5 minutes apiece, somebody set a timer on your phone. If in that conversation there is a connection, schedule a date. Okay. Schedule a date. Then we'll come back and we'll do, a couple of you will debrief, and then I'll close it out with my killer networking story. So, any comments or questions? Do y'all have the document? If you're watching on Facebook, it is, we're going to be 10 minutes, so you can just leave it running or come back. If you get 3 people in the room, then you guys split the time, because Zoom's going to automatically put the people in the room. And then I'll be popping in to see what y'all talking about. All right. Okay, let's open all the rooms. Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
Did you not get placed in a room?
Yes, but she's not on camera and she's on mute, so I don't
Okay,
think she
well, here
wants.
I am. You want to talk to me?
Sure.
What do you do?
Maybe this is how it's supposed to work.
What do you do?
I am a professional development and leadership coach.
Okay, very good. Who's your target market? I need to find something to write with.
It's twofold. I'm primarily working with young professionals. I've been working with businesses who are trying to transition people from independent contributors to managers.
Okay.
So, you know, you've got a lot of people who have done very well in their job.
Uh-huh.
promoted and they have no idea how to lead.
Okay, so you're a leadership trainer.
Correct. So
and young leaders.
Yes. Now what's happening right now, since I'm not getting a whole lot of traction in that arena, I'm working with a business helping them go virtual. So I'm working with their trainers to help them to transition their classrooms from brick and mortar to Zoom.
Okay, okay. So I have a connection with Workforce Solutions here in Houston, but they're always looking for speakers. Workforce Solutions always looking for speakers for their HR community, which can lead to more business. So would you like an introduction to my contact here?
Absolutely.
Okay, they're doing virtual meetings, of course.
Oh, yeah.
So Workforce Solutions, and then you could also, you want to get with the business consultants at Workforce. Okay. And her name's Sharita Lynch. Okay. Who makes the decision to hire you?
It depends. In this particular case, the client I have is the director of training is the one who hired me.
Are you a member of ATD, the Association for Talent Development?
Used to be a member of everything. I was working a job back in December and my position was eliminated. So I'm just starting to get this sucker cranking up again, but I don't have the resources to spend on a lot of stuff. So I did not renew
Okay.
my memberships for ATD or SHRM or any of those.
Okay. All right. Very good. So do you typically network? Are you a networker to grow your business?
I am not. I am very much an introvert. If I have to speak with someone about something, I can, and I'm fine with it. My issue is getting in front of people because I'm not pushy. I'm not real aggressive with all this. I feel like if it's supposed to happen, it's going to organically happen. And I might be wrong about that, but that's kind of been my approach. Because like with this particular project right now, I just posted something on Facebook, not Facebook, LinkedIn, and someone responded. And that really kind of blindsided me because I had been doing it for a while and nobody was saying anything. And then the first person that actually responded to me needed help.
Okay. So timing is everything and being in the right place at the right times.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So while organic things are great and they happen because you put yourself out there, so it wasn't that organic because you actually put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there even more so. So like I said, being an introvert, I get it. And I get a lot of introverts that hire me because they're like, I need a little bit of what she got. So, but making those connections and, following up and all of that. So how can I help you?
My struggle is just getting traction, getting any types of connections in the pipeline. Right now, I have a website. I am doing videos. I have a blog. I post things on Instagram. I attend all types of things like this. I post things on LinkedIn, just trying to generate conversations with people. I try to do polls sometimes. Facebook has not been useful to me at all because everybody on my Facebook is primarily family and friends. So I can hardly even get them to share because I've never used Facebook for business. It's always been a, personal.
So we get ready to 3 seconds. So schedule an appointment with me. Let's talk some more.
Okay.
This was meant to be, though.
I hope so. I feel it.
How was that? Short, right?
It was
It was
great.
short. We got cut off.
Fun
Yes.
though.
Yes. So I didn't realize it, but the timer was preset to 7 minutes. So hopefully there was a connection made and you guys could schedule a time to continue the conversation like Sonia and I are going to do. So tell me about your experience. So Jane, who did you meet?
I met Tammy Key.
Okay, what do you know about her?
What do I know about her? She lives in two places. She lives in Denton and in Austin, and she is working for TWU, for the Center for Women in Politics and Public Policy.
Okay.
And so she has a very interesting job of helping to train women to be able to be part of the political system.
Okay. All right. Speaking of, awesome. Tammy, what did you learn about Jane? Oh, you're on mute.
So I really connected with Jane, and I'd learned some of the stuff beforehand that everyone already knows about her practice and the nutrition. But the most important thing that I got out of that is how Jane is really focused on the whole person, and how that really your spiritual, your emotional, your, work life, all of that's connected to your well-being and your health, and how you go through life really depends on the balance of all that. And I think that's a really important message for all of it. It really resonated with me, and I thought that was really interesting and important. And she spends a minimum of 30 minutes with each client, which is not like what we're used to in doctors. They're like, get through there, get through there. So her caring and depth came across really well. But unfortunately, I only got 2 minutes with her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that means y'all have to schedule some time. Keep it going. Awesome. Thank you, Tammy. Marcia, I love your smile, Marcia. Can you unmute yourself and tell me who you were with?
Yes, I can. And I'll say it, pronounce it as Marcia.
Marcia. Okay.
I had the pleasure of being with Tracy Irby, which was phenomenal. So what did I learn about Tracy? Well, I do know, as everyone else, that she's with TWU, the Center for Women Entrepreneurs, and ways that we could help the center for all that they give and do for us is to share information about TWU, let other people know their services, what we like about them, join them on their social media, like them on social media, share their events, and also referrals. And Tracy also is very experienced in marketing, and it's very easy to set up an appointment with her. So we chatted for a while. We had a great conversation, and definitely will be connecting with her. And I believe that was all. I took a few notes, so I think that was it about my conversation with Tracy.
Awesome. Thank you, Marcia. Tracy, what did you learn about Marcia?
Oh, well, it was so much fun talking with Marcia. We have a date, so so we got through that. She is a tutor, so we were talking about she does math and tutoring. So we talked some about that and where she could meet people. We met actually at an event with the Frisco Women in Business. So we talked about some of those. She's also in a mastermind. So she's really active and is really doing a great job getting out there and talking to people. So I was really happy with that.
Awesome.
So she's very active. And like I said, we got a date, so we're good.
I love it. Fiona, who were you with? We're just gonna take
Hello.
one more.
Okay, yeah, so I connected with Megan Polak I think I said that right. But yeah, we had a great conversation. She shared with me, I guess, her trade for her business of she's an electrical engineer, but I thought that it was really interesting that she also does social engineering as well, by using those skills of being able to, I guess, identify different factors. It was a little bit complicated, but I was paying attention as much as possible. But I also really enjoyed it because me coming into this meeting, I don't necessarily, have a business, but she was also, I guess, mentoring me in the respect of sharing that I could still have an entrepreneurial mindset if I'm already identifying spaces that I could use my skill set and share my services with others. That I don't necessarily have to wait until things are all ready and complete, before going ahead and doing so. But I really just enjoyed that conversation. I like speaking with her specifically because she showed me that you can be an electrical engineer, you can be someone who is very technical, with your trade and in your craft, but you can also have this other side of maximizing your potential. So I like
I
that.
love that. You might have just changed her life, Megan.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself, Megan, and tell me what you know about
I
Fiona.
guess I did.
Oh, it was a pleasure chatting with Fiona. And one of the first things that she said, I'll pick on you a little bit. She's like, I'm not an entrepreneur. And I wanted to interrupt and say, you're not yet, right? Like,
Right?
I have that growth mindset. There's an entrepreneur, I believe, in all of us. And so she's just graduated from TWU. And so and she's in this wicked market, managed to get a job. And so I'm super excited for her. And so hopefully she'll be able to take her ideas that are percolating and start to give back and serve. And I was telling her that my entire shift in career path started with a volunteer opportunity. And now I make my entire salary from that same company. And so sometimes to start your business, you start by giving, and then that can really fold into lots of things. So best of luck to you, Fiona.
Congratulations. I'm trying to get this shared on social media, but I guess I'll leave it for now. So, okay, you guys, you did the work. So I wish I had time to go through every one of you. I'm sure, hopefully, dates were happening. If not, private chat the person, say, hey, we ran out of time. Here's my phone number, text me, let's schedule a date. The dates are virtual, by the way. The dates are Zoom. Get you a free Zoom account. You get a free Zoom account and you can do one-to-one dates, unlimited minutes. So go to zoom.us and get a free account, and then you can have unlimited dates worldwide if your business goes there. Coach, right? Speakers, trainers. Sonia's a trainer. So you can date worldwide. Show if you want to go national or if you want to go international, you have to, if you want to grow international, you have to go international. So attend events where people from other countries are and connect with them and do one-to-ones. It really does work. So I want to close this out. Thank you for your participation. I want to close this out with my final story. I have so many networking stories. By the way, let me just do this. Networking, learning how to network has changed my life. Again, I didn't want to cold call. I didn't want to knock on doors. I knew I had to figure it out. So if you're interested in talking to me, I know the center has a lot of resources and I'm not taking away from any of that. But if you feel drawn and connected to me and you would like to know more how I can help you, schedule a one-to-one at meetwithtoniharristaylor.com and let's just get connected. I had a one-to-one with Sonia. I already have an introduction for her. Based on our 3-minute, very short conversation. I know a lot of people, so connect with me. And then also, I am in business, so if you're interested in getting a coach who's gonna make you get a little drastic, just have a conversation with me. All right, so networking has changed my life. I have a viral video on Facebook. It has 5.6 million views. Wish I had $1 for every one. I don't. But go check it out. You can type Goalcast, Goalcast, and my name, and this video will come up. I graduated too as an adult from college, University of Phoenix. I was the commencement speaker in front of 10,000 people, and Goalcast picked up the video. So go watch that. This picture up in the upper right-hand corner is I actually spent 10 days in a coma in 2014. Was not supposed to live. I am still here by the grace of God. And first thing I remember when I woke up, my daughter said, "Mom, you're a celebrity. People from all over the world been calling me, trying to see how you're doing." And that was social media. That was my friends from social media really praying me well. So get connected to people on social media. This picture in the upper left with the lady in the pink dress is me speaking in Canada. Started with a Facebook post. Me building a connection with the lady in the pink dress through Facebook. And since that connection a year and a half ago, she's now my client, coaching class. She makes $1 million a year, and she hired me to coach her. I'm like, what can I tell you? And every time we coach, she's taking pages and pages of notes. So I'm getting to her Drastic as well. But this picture in the bottom left corner, everything I just taught you is the strategy I used to get my husband. But that was not the intent. So let me tell you the story. So I've been married 3 times. Mr. Taylor is my 3rd husband. Don't judge me. I'm a 2-time widow. My first husband passed away in 2008. Second husband passed away in 2012. Now I am a Black widow, not the Black widow. I swear I don't kill husbands. So Mr. Brave Taylor, he married me in 2016. So how did I meet Gary? After my coma, I told you all I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I went to a party. Yes, we party. And there were young men lining up the wall like they do. Why do they do that? And so I knew one of them. So I went and talked to them, and I struck up a conversation, networking with another one, particularly cute little guy, young guy. And we struck up a conversation, and he says, "Oh, well, I'm looking for a wife." Okay, we want to marry in our faith. So it's not uncommon to say, well, maybe it is a little uncommon, but he said, "I'm looking for a wife." I said, "Oh, well, you're kind of cute." He said, "Not you, you're too old." He said, "I just was putting it out there." I said, "Oh, okay. Yeah, not me." I said, "Well, here's what I'll do." I said, "Why don't I have a game night, and you can come. I'll invite my daughter, her friends, and see if you meet somebody." He said, "Okay." I said, "Watch this. Are you on Facebook?" He said, "Yes." So I got his phone number, connected with him on Facebook. 3 weeks later, I had the game night. He came, didn't see anybody he was interested in, although 3 marriages came out of that game night. So I know 3 marriages, including my daughter's, came out of that game night. So we had a date, he and I. We went off to another room and just started having a conversation about relationships. And what are you looking for in a wife? And, I told him I was a widow, and he said, "Do you want to get married? What are you looking for?" And so that was in May 2015. I never saw him again, except on Facebook. We stayed connected on Facebook. October 2016, he posts engagement pictures. He found the one. So excited for him. Emoji commented, Messenger. I sent a message through Messenger. The money is in Messenger. Those personal messages are key. Sent a message to him, congratulating him. A month later, Bing, Messenger lights up. "Hey, are you interested in meeting somebody?" Not sure. "Yeah, I would like to introduce you to somebody." Well, it turns out because they posted their pictures on Facebook, everybody tells their business. The girlfriend, the fiance, my husband knew her. Wasn't my husband at the time. Gary knew her. He called her. He said, everybody's finding somebody but GT. He talks about himself in the third person. So she turns to her fiance and says, who do you know? Well, because I stayed connected to him in Facebook, and that particular day I had just changed my profile picture, I was top of mind. So he said, I think I might know somebody. And that's when he messaged me. My husband was a referral from everything I just taught you. If you do it, it works. I promise you. And I have more and more stories just like that, how I've gotten clients in business from meeting somebody, connecting with them instantly on social media, having the date, finding out what they were looking for. He found out what I was looking for. When the opportunity came for referral, he remembered me because social media kept me in front of him. And it works the same way in business. I get so many referrals because people see what I'm doing for people on social media. So on that note, connect with me on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram too. You can connect with me there. I don't do much. I got 1,500 followers and I barely post, but go ahead and post there. And that's because I speak all over, so people connect with me. But connect with me on social media and let's stay connected. If you want an appointment, click the link and I'm here to help. And I'm going to turn it back over to our hostesses. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You guys are amazing. I wish you the best for 2021. Let's get through this year. I wish you the best for 2021 and stay connected.
Toni, can you hand me the hosting back so I can get us off of Facebook? Tracy?
Oh, well, that was so great, Toni. Thank you so much. That was, I mean, really great information that I think every business owner and every person can benefit from. So that was so awesome. Just wanted to let you guys know what our next event is going to be, our Women Rise, Tuesday, October 13th, Innovative Pivots for Your Business. But we do have, Jody, Donna, Lisa, correct me, is our next after hours, the one in December. Well, I know everyone will love that. That's going to be Amber Fletcher again from Fletcher's Corny Dogs. So that's going to be on December 10th, our next evening workshop. But we really appreciate everybody being here and we hope to see you again.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Toni.
Sonia, I'm glad you're
Thank
fired.
you, Toni.
Bye.
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 Thanks again, Toni. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Tracy. We'll do some more stuff soon.
Okay. Sounds good. Bye. Okay. Bye, Carrie. And and there's my date. Talk to you.